All right, you guys, welcome to today's show. Really quick reminder that I have a few spots open for coaching, one-on-one coaching with me. If you're struggling in your business or with your Instagram or just in your life, I am taking on a few more clients. I already have a few and I'm freaking pumped because these ladies are already seeing results in their Instagram and their business success and getting themselves out there in new ways and showing up completely differently in order to attract the success that they want. For me, that's how I completely changed last year in my business, and I'm having the success and the business that I have now. And so I love being able to pay that forward and work with other women. So if you're interested in working with me, please go send me a DM on Instagram. I'll give you a link. We'll book a call and we'll chat and see if we are a good fit. All right, let's dive into today's episode. So what I want to talk with you guys about today is actually my business and the point that I'm at, because last month in March was my biggest month ever by far that I've ever had in business. And I started 4 years ago by jumping into an MLM and becoming a Beachbody coach. I was a stay-at-home mom, no college degree. I had never done sales. I had never built anything successful online. And I decided, you know what? I want to try. I feel this pull inside of me that says I can do more and I would like to try. And I jumped into learning, and it was a 4-year learning curve. And last year I hit this point of going, I still think there's more. I still think that I'm supposed to do more. I still think there are more people that I am supposed to help. And something about how I was working my business didn't feel right to me. It didn't feel fulfilling. And I had this desire to pivot and to learn from other people outside of my industry and to basically learn from people who had what I wanted. And I grew into offering more so that I could help more people, which if you study successful people, they always offer more solutions to help more people, because the more solutions you have, the more people that you can help. And that's just what we're made to do. So I started pivoting into like social media coaching, and I started a podcast, and I was like, I have no idea if anybody will even listen to this, right? Like I was doing these things that I felt like I should do, that were very uncomfortable for me, that were expanding what I was doing, that I had zero experience before, that I had zero knowledge about really, and that I was like, well, I'm going to create something from nothing, right? People are asking me for like social media help. I will try to create a course. I feel like I should start a podcast, so I'm just going to start a podcast. I know nothing about it. I have no idea if anybody will listen, but I know we should share our story. Like it was like these little nudges, right, that I was following. And the first month or two, I've talked about this before in a previous episode, you don't see a ton happen, right? And you can really question yourself and be like, oh my gosh, is this even working? And then last month in March, I tripled what I had made in my business 1 year before. I tripled what I had made in my Beachbody business monthly the last few months, right? Like what I've consistently made with Beachbody, I tripled that in March. And it was incredible to see like, oh my gosh, this is why I'm here. I'm doing what I'm doing because I'm here to help these people. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And it was so validating to be like, I'm on the right path and this is how it's supposed to be. Right? We're not supposed to be constantly pushing a boulder up a hill. When you're doing what you're called to do, things should flow for you. Now, that doesn't mean that it doesn't take hard work. That doesn't mean that it doesn't take some time to build that momentum, like I talked about in Hitting Wake. But you should, when you are showing up the right way, doing the thing you're supposed to do to help people, see those results start coming in. And I wanted to share this with you guys because I thought back to myself 4 years ago as a stay-at-home mom who had just been through rock bottom in my marriage. And I had no faith in myself, really, no confidence. And the most interesting part of the story is that nobody invited me. Nobody invited me to join the business. Nobody invited me to be an awesome coach. Nobody invited me to start a podcast. Nobody invited me to do my social media coaching. Nobody invited me. Now, I was presented with a couple of opportunities along the way after I stepped forward and said, I feel a pull. I feel like I could do more. So I'm going to step forward and have that faith to take those first few steps to get started. That's when opportunities started coming my way. And so I wanted to remind you guys, like, if you're waiting on someone to invite you, you will be waiting forever, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe someone will invite you. But you have to invite yourself. You have to invite yourself to get started. If you feel that pull inside of you, that's your invitation. That is as much of an invitation as you're probably going to get. And you have got to have the faith to say, I don't know if it will work. I don't know if I will fail. I don't know how to do all of these things, but I know I can take the first step. And you've got to start putting one step in front of the other. And then opportunities come. Then things come. And again, you have to listen because your gut will tell you. My gut told me, yeah, start a podcast. My gut told me, yeah, get certified as a coach. My gut told me, yeah, maybe you could help people with social media. And then my logical head kicked in and said, who are you kidding? Like, you don't know how to do these things. So do you have the faith to listen to your gut and to start acting when you don't have all the answers? You're not ever going to have all the answers. So I want you, point number one is get comfortable with being uncomfortable by deliberately inviting in new things that scare you. If you're in a rut, if you're doing the same thing, if you're building your business the same way, if you're only getting advice from the same people that you've always gotten advice from, you're not getting uncomfortable enough. You need to get uncomfortable by being around people who work differently than you, by people who think differently than you, people who look different than you. You need to get uncomfortable by getting in the rooms of other successful people and learning from them. You need to get uncomfortable by doing new things like starting that podcast or offering new ways of working with you. You need to be deliberately inviting in things that put you outside of that comfort zone, because when you first start as an entrepreneur, everything is uncomfortable and scary, but pretty soon you start to learn the groove and you start to settle in and you get comfortable. And it's your job to consistently be inviting in new things that make you get uncomfortable. So what can you be inviting in today? Or what has that nudge been telling you that you should invite in that you haven't been listening to? That's point number one. Because you guys are never risking failing. You're really risking a completely different life. You're really risking people that are out there right now praying for you to help them in a way that you're not offering right now. There were people out there waiting for me to help them with Instagram, to help them with their inner little girl that needed healed. They were praying for me last fall. And only in the last few months have I been able to come around and answer that call. I was spending those few months getting ready, right? I got my certification. I started getting my feet under me and doing things. I decided to offer more. There are people out there who need you right now. So you're not just risking failing, which, newsflash, we risk that every day in everything in our lives, in our relationships that we're committed to, and the kids that we're raising, right? Like, we're always risking failure. You're risking people that are waiting for you. You're risking success that's waiting for you. You're risking opportunities that you don't even know about yet. Okay? Because you can't see that. So remind yourself what is really at risk. Number two, no one's going to invite you. So it's time to invite yourself. It's time to take that first step. What can you do today to take that first step or follow that nudge to just get started? Because if you never just get started, you will regret it one day. So I want you to think about when you're on your deathbed and you're thinking back over your life, what is going to come to mind that you will regret that if you don't take a chance, if you don't put yourself out there, if you don't try today, you will regret it. For me, 4 years ago, when I first started with Beachbody, I knew I would regret not trying Beachbody. I knew that, and that's how I ended up making my decision. So what will you regret? Number 3, other people's opinions. Other people's opinions. It's so easy to write ourselves off by being so concerned about what other people may or may not think. We so easily be like, oh, I think I should do this. And then we're like, oh, but other people might think. And guys, I've thought that every step of the way. Like starting a podcast, hello. I want to start a podcast, but other people are going to think, who does she think she is to start a podcast? Like, really? You think people want to listen to you? Right? And people might think that, but I had to look at those people that I thought might think that and ask myself, number 1, are they trying? Are they trying anything like this? Are they putting themselves out there? Or are they just sitting back in the cheap seats where it's comfortable and you can just judge other people? Because if that's true, why do I need their opinion? Number 2, do I want to trade lives with them? Do they have the life that I want? Probably not. So if they don't have the life that I want and the success that I want and the relationship that I want, their opinion doesn't count. And number 3, if they're not paying my bills, if they're not living my life or living in my house with me, I don't need their opinion, right? Because I'm the one that has to wake up and pay my bills. I'm the one that has to live with the regret. I'm the one that has to live with the consequences of my decisions, not them. So you've got to be able to ask yourself when you find yourself saying, oh, other people might think, ask yourself those things about who is taking up that space in your head. Because every voice that takes up space in your head is not there rent free. You're somehow paying that. You're paying for that. Okay? And so what have you been paying for that? Is it the price of a different life? Is it the price of success in a new area? What price are you paying for them taking up space in your head? And then, okay, my last point for you guys is expose yourself to diversity. We get stuck when everyone that's in our circle looks exactly like we do, believes exactly like we do, does business exactly like we do, does the same kind of business that we do, all of those things. We deliberately weaken ourselves when we're surrounded by everyone that just reflects our comfort zone back to us. And your biggest hang up in business, I promise you guys this, is choosing to only have your influence circle, your advice circle include people that think and believe like you. Because they're not going to show you blind spots. They're not going to help you see new opportunities. They're not going to show you maybe better ways of doing things. You're going to be the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And you're also going to be the average business of the people that are in your circle doing the same kind of business that you are. So again, you have to look at, do they have the life that I want? Do I want to swap lives with them? Do I want to swap businesses with them? You need to deliberately invite in diversity so that you get other perspectives. Other perspectives are a gift. It will open your eyes to things that you haven't been able to see before, opportunities that are right in front of you that you have not been able to see before. It will also give you faith in yourself that you haven't had before, because other people outside of what you're doing will look at you and be like, dang, you're doing awesome. And did you realize you have so much more potential? And you'll be like, what, really? Also, inviting diversity expands your network, right? And when you expand your network, when you expand your circle, you naturally expand your opportunities. You naturally also expand your own growth. It will require you to grow in new and different ways. It will require you to face new questions that you haven't been facing. So just invite people into your circle to help you get outside that comfort zone. All right, those are my thoughts for you guys today. I hope this helps you. If you're facing anything in your business right now or anything with your life where you're just like, I feel stuck, or like, I'm just not sure, I don't know if I should put myself out there, that's what I just wanted to encourage you guys with today is I was a completely different person 4 years ago. I didn't have any skills in any of this. I didn't have a college degree. I didn't have any reason really to point to bet on myself. But that didn't mean that I wasn't worth betting on. And the same is true for you. You are worth betting on, and you are far more capable than you have any idea of. And you have people out there waiting to be impacted by you. You just have to have the faith to take that first step. Go take that first step, babe.